How you doing?
I'm Dr. Jasmine Myers, and this is my husband, Deron Myers, and we're here with Myers Life Coaching. So we wanted to do this webinar specifically for those that are dealing with infidelity. That infidelity doesn't necessarily mean that, okay, one of the partners in the relationship has gone out and physically cheating. It could be texting or, porn addictions, any type of online relationships, work relationships.
Facebook, Instagram,
Mhm.
all these things that are kind of certain temptations for you to be able to have the avenue to choose.
Mhm. And once this is done, it opens up the door for mistrust.
And once you have mistrust, then things start falling apart because in any healthy relationship, it has to be trust.
There has to be trust, there has to be intimacy, and there has to be passion.
Yes. And if you lose one of those things, it could be detrimental to your relationship.
So I put together this presentation just with some points and tips, and we'll go through them and talk about them briefly. And then we'll open up the floor for any questions, any concerns. You could always email us, call us. We're here. So, first and foremost, we want to emphasize that in order for you to enjoy the rest of your life, you have to forgive. It is essential for your peace, for your mental well being, for your health, for your life, for your children.
It's a freeing experience. Once you forgive, you free yourself of all the pain and the hurt and the negativity that you may have been holding on to.
And forgiveness is not letting that person off the hook. They're going to have to account for what they did regardless. Forgiveness is for you so that you can free yourself, so that you can move on, and so that you can be who you're meant to be to fulfill your purpose.
If you want to lead a healthy, productive life and be happy in the process.
And know that with rebuilding trust, it's going to take small actions, small steps to a bigger goal.
Exactly.
All right. So don't try to make sense out of being cheated on. Rationalizing your partner's behavior leads you to either denial or despair. If you're in denial, that will eventually lead to more anger, bargaining, and depression. And it's never okay to go outside of your relationship to solve a problem within your relationship.
Because it only creates more problems. And you're creating problems on top of the problems that you have, then that's a big, big weight that you're trying to hold on your shoulders.
Don't blame yourself, you know. Don't hold on to that guilt, that shame that comes with either cheating or being cheating on. Putting responsibility where it belongs is the first step in overcoming the pain and wounded pride that infidelity causes.
Most of the time, we see that it's a 50-50 thing. Like two people both have a hand in certain things that happen in your relationship. Maybe you lose passion, maybe you lose trust. All these things kind of lead to infidelity as well.
And no, you're not responsible for the behavior of other adults. That's just it. You're right. Understand that and know that.
You can only control what you do. And also, you can only control what you internalize as well. So don't let things from the outside affect you on the inside.
And then you could never watch your partner enough to keep them from cheating on you. So why try to control something you can't? All you can do is react if they do. God always reveals the truth. So what's done in the dark always comes to light.
Very, very true. And if you have to always watch your partner or second guess your partner or question your partner, then you're really not enjoying your life with that partner. You're more of an investigator or you're policing that partner. And that's something that you don't want because that makes someone feel like they are under a microscope and they eventually rebel against you.
And this goes along the same lines. You could get addicted to testing your partner. Meaning stop checking phone records or Facebook or You can over time become addicted to the payoff of testing your partner. Every time you check, you become relieved when he or she passes the test, and you get that reassurance you need. But ultimately, it can become very addicting.
Because once you let your partner know that you don't trust them, that you go behind them and look at their phones and look at their emails and check pictures on Facebook and Instagram and things of that nature, you're actually insulting their character, especially if they're a true, honest, trustworthy person. If you're telling them that they really don't mean what they say, and in a sense, they're lying.
Yeah. And ultimately, by checking on them, you might get a little peace at that moment in the short term, but over the long term, it's just gonna eat away at the relationship.
Exactly.
And if you are the one who cheated, please own the problem. Don't blame your partner. This minimizes their whole experience of the situation. It minimizes their pain.
Realize what you've done because certain things that we do when we cheat in relationships, it kind of leads back to you being selfish at that time because you're only thinking about your feelings, not your spouse's feelings, or maybe even kids' feelings. If kids are in the picture, they're damaged and they actually hurt more than the actual adults do in the situation.
And don't rely on your feelings telling you what to do. Rely on the facts. Do what logic tells you to do. It is unfair to compare a new, exciting fantasy relationship to one you've been in for years. Once you're in a relationship for an extended period of time, there are kids, there's bills, there's routine, and finding meaning in everyday life builds committed love. Rather than having a long interpersonal drama, go on vacation, take up new activities, explore new sexual activities and practices. You have to keep that spark going.
Bring new experiences in, not new people, new experiences. And that means if you haven't done anything, let that be a first. Like, so think of things that you haven't done with your partner and you explore those things. Experience life together. Always know when you first get together in a relationship, that person is really trying to learn you, so they're open to a lot more things. When we go through time and then certain things and factors affect our relationship, a lot of us, we're not so open anymore. So just remember to be open and explore new things in the relationship to keep it live, to keep it fresh.
So, if you are in trouble and you are the one that may be under the microscope, remember that you are in the doghouse. So help your partner find closure. You must do whatever it takes until your partner finds it. If your partner wants you to call 3 times a day, do it. Because ultimately, vulnerability builds trust. Open, being honest, and transparent is what's going to build trust.
Because remember, the more you tell someone, the more you have to show them. The more you show someone, the less you have to tell them. So if you've lied in the past, make sure that you're always honest. If you hadn't showed up on time, make sure that you show up on time. All these things that you've done to hurt the relationship, you have to, in a sense, make up for. So do the things right other than doing them wrong that you've done in the past.
And it takes time to rebuild this trust. And then if you wouldn't do it in front of your spouse or partner, then it's cheating.
A lot of us don't realize that somebody contacts us from the past, or maybe someone that you like, or somebody that has a question on you. If they send you something through text, email, or call, and you talk to that person or you leave them on, and you say, well, this was just a friendly conversation. One thing about it, you started an open line of communication with somebody outside of your relationship, and that is very dangerous.
And teach yourself about what a healthy relationship is. If you want a healthy relationship, you have to know what it is and what it looks like. And it involves, equality and respect and trust and honesty and partnership and fairness. So understand these things and seek help if you need more understanding.
If you don't understand these things in your relationship about trust or fairness or equality or any things of this nature, you want to make sure that you look at those damaged areas and try to improve on those areas, and then it'll in turn strengthen your whole relationship.
And then lastly, we'll bring it back to forgiveness, which is what it's going to take to move past the infidelity or the cheating or the loss in trust. It's difficult, but it is possible. It's the only way that you're going to get past that anger. It's the road to personal healing and reconciliation. It's an ongoing process. And it says that I'm human and I'm allowing you to be human, so I forgive you. And it sets you free from the past.
Just remember, you don't want to go back to the old relationship because there's certain things that happen in that old relationship that damage the relationship. This is a newfound relationship. This is something that's strengthening you that you decide to move forward on, that you want to move past. So don't go back to the old. Always create new.
And know that forgiveness is a choice. It's not a feeling. It's not fair, it's not easy, and it's hard work. It's like I said, when you decide to let someone else off the hook, when you elect to not get paid or take revenge for a wrongdoing, when you withhold punishment. Often we want to retaliate. Often, when we're cheated on, oh, that's a green light for me to go cheat on them so that they can feel the pain that I felt. Or it's the green light for me to be passive aggressive and slam doors and withhold sex and put conditions on the love. So you can't fight fire with fire.
Because when you do, you get burned.
And like I said, it's not about denying what happened. It doesn't justify or prove or exclude the offender. And it doesn't always remove the consequences of the offense from the offender. So there's always going to be consequences for your actions. And know that just because you forgive that person, it doesn't, you know, not allow that person to have to deal with whatever is coming based upon their behavior.
Exactly. Because once you've done something, eventually something will happen to where they'll be reminded of the negative that they've caused in somebody else. It always comes back around eventually. We don't know the time frame or when it will happen, but it does happen.
And I just want to leave you with this. Forgiveness is another way of admitting I'm human, I make mistakes. I want to be granted that privilege, and so I grant you that privilege.
Just remember, on this earth, we're all a work in progress. So I would recommend put God first in your life and ask Him to lead you. Pray for your spouse. Pray for your significant other so that you both can have a strong foundation.
And thank you. And if you have any other questions or if you want some relationship coaching to help work through these challenges, we're here. We're support. We do sessions via Skype. We have our office here in Gulfport, Mississippi. We do group work in organizations as well. So whatever your need, we're available here for support.
You please give us a call. Our phone number is 228-263-4723. I know you probably see it in the background,
Mhm.
so just give us a call. And just remember that life is love, so continue to love one another.
Thank you.
Signing off.